as good in the postseason as he is in the regular season. Yeah, I watch that. I buy that, too. He struggled to get out of the seventh inning against good playoff teams. But here's one I didn't buy into. Lamar Jackson is not built to win in the playoffs, and he cannot win coming from behind. Okay. Well, he trailed in this one, came from behind, and won a playoff game. Yeah, he's good enough. Number one, he's a kid. And every year I watch him, he is better at something. These days, he's better in the red zone. Number two is winning the playoffs is hard for everybody. Bill Parcells, 58% wins. Lamar Jackson, 81%. And by the way, he's no less dynamic an athlete in the playoffs than the regular season. If you look at what is happening in the NFL, this weekend's a prime example. The Colts-Bills were very even rosters. What was the difference? It was Josh Allen, a guy that could move. The Titans-Ravens, very even rosters. What was the difference? Lamar Jackson, a guy who can make plays off script. For both Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, love both, think Josh is a better passer, Lamar's a better runner. But in both, they were the difference in the game. Colts-Bills, I can argue the Colts have the better roster, the better O-line, and the better defense, and an equally deft head coach. The difference was Josh Allen, and the difference in this game was Lamar Jackson. That was it. His mobility is not a negative. You start looking around the league on a weekend that was dominated by defense, and it was a special player in the Ravens game. It was a special player in the Bills game. That's it. That's the difference in those games. That's the difference between the Bills winning and losing. That's the difference between the Ravens winning and losing. It was Lamar. It was Josh. And by the way, he's 24. Most 23 and 24-year-old kids are looking for their first job. His resume, Lamar Jackson's resume at 24, 2 division titles, MVP, quarterback all-time record for rushing yards, a playoff win, and 81% NFL victories. The great coaches are at about 58%. Lamar's at 81%. So there are a lot of sports narratives, the James Harden, the Clayton Kershaw. I buy in, I watch, I see, I understand, I buy into it. Lamar can't come from behind? Lamar can't win a playoff game? Is nonsense. His biggest issue is actually the Kansas City Chiefs, not his inability to throw up the sidelines. Yeah, there's this thing called Kansas City, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. That's his roadblock. And he may never beat him. But that's not going to be on his inability to look pretty and throw the ball up the sideline. Congrats to the kid. John Harbaugh asked after the game about the weight now off Lamar Jackson's shoulders.
Oh, it's a big cheer. There's a lot of cheering, a little bit of dancing. I think everybody's just really happy. You're right. There was a lot of attention on it. That's how it works. We understand that's the nature of it. That's really not the main point, I don't think, but it's a team game. And I felt like our guys all played well. And they were just happy for him. It's something that he won't have to talk about in the future. And that's a meaningful thing.
When you're a parent, by the time you're 45 and 50, we're all kind of embedded in the way we live. But I'm a parent. I've got kids. I'm looking for small, little growth pockets. Little more maturity, little more accountability, little better student, little more patience. My kids are young. Every year with Lamar, he just gets a little better. This year, remember the first year he came in? Next year, he's a little bigger. He's like, I'm going to put on some weight. And then the following year, he starts to read the defense a little better, MVP. This year, he runs a little less, and he's a little better in the red zone. That's what you ask of kids. Not these monumental, gigantic Grand Canyon leaps from immature to could run a company. Just incremental little moments of growth. Every year with him, he's just a little better. And my guess is he's never going to look like Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers outside the sidelines. But I thought there was a play in the game late that he would not have made his rookie year. Maybe he would have, but he iced the game. He split through, he ran down the right sideline, and he sat down in the field. Did you see those last couple of drives for Lamar? He doesn't make those rookie years. He doesn't make those last year. He iced the game. He sat down. He ate the clock. Total self-awareness for the moment. I thought the last 2-3 drives of the game for Lamar, it's like, oh, that he doesn't do that last